Welcome. My name is Pam Oakes. I'm a naturist and I live here in Land O'Lakes, Florida, rapidly becoming known as the naturist capital USA. We have a diverse clustering of naturist resorts and clothing optional facilities. Here with us today we have two very special guests, Richard Mason and Shirley Mason. They are political activists and are responsible for starting the world-famous Haulover Beach. Haulover Beach is ranked in the top 3 nude beaches of the world and is located about 300 miles away from here. Richard and Shirley, welcome.
Thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. Can you give us a little history? What is Haulover Beach? How did you get involved in this effort to create a nude beach on public land?
Well, we lost the beach that we had at Virginia Key, and our group, South Florida Free Beachers, found ourselves traveling 250, 300 miles to Playa Linda Beach, to Central Florida resorts, to Pasco County. And we said, well, you can't do that every weekend, so we better get a beach here locally. So we studied what the law was, we met with the county officials, and we ended up designating a clothing optional beach at Haulover Beach Park.
How long ago was that, and how long did it take to accomplish this feat?
Well, accomplishing it took a period of over a year as we studied the law and met with public officials. And that will be 21 years ago this July.
Wow.
22 years ago this July.
22 years. And how have you seen the numbers increase in that time?
Well, we started off on a bare piece of beach with no parking. Across the street wasn't there. The tunnel was closed. No lifeguard service. And the first few days we'd have about 80 people. Because we're an association and we had membership. And it quickly grew to today, in the last several years, is over 1 million visitors a year. Now it's about 1.5 million visitors a year to the clothing optional beach.
From all over the world.
Right.
That's magnificent. Now, Shirley, I'd like to talk to you a little about the economic impact. I know you've studied the economic impact, and also tell us about beaches and your community outreach efforts.
Okay. Well, Beaches Foundation, which is an acronym for a much longer name, Beach Education Advocates for Culture, Health, Environment, and Safety. That was purposely designed, that name, because we feel that nude recreation is all of those things. It makes up what naturists really feel and how they relate to other people, the environment, and they're very responsible people. So therefore, this foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, is an adjunct to South Florida Free Beaches, the group that created Haulover. And we started that actually we incorporated it in late 1999. And shortly after that, we started raising money to do capital improvements at the beach. We want to have a presence on the beach, responsible naturists, and so we raised money to build a nude shower on the beach, because all these years before, people were saying, why do I have to go to the showers across the road and I have to wear my clothes to take a shower? It made no sense. So we built a shower. We built some 4 tiki huts on the beach. We plan on building more, but those tiki huts were built for shade as well as a gathering place for smaller social groups. And they are free to use, first come, first serve. The other thing that we did, which is near and dear to my heart, is we raised money to get beach wheelchairs for the disabled. It's a shame that more people can't enjoy the best of Florida, which are our beaches. That's what we're really known for. And the disabled, we find, really appreciate having this. We've actually had to fight with Parks and Recreation to get them to make Haulover more handicap accessible. And our efforts, we're constantly pushing to make sure that this is the best beach and best amenities for the public to enjoy.
I've seen those beach wheelchairs. They've got the large wheels that navigate through the soft sand easily.
Yeah.
And so it makes accessible to all Americans, regardless of physical ability or disability.
Yeah.
Ability. And then who funds this?
Well, we funded it in different ways. Part of what we did was establish a little mini concession on the beach where we were selling fresh fruits and ice cream, and we made custom smoothies. We also sold beach-related merchandise, a lot of it that said something about Haulover Beach, because everyone wanted to have a souvenir, including license plates and things like that. And oh, by the way, you can order some of our merchandise from our website.
What is the website, Shirley? Let's go ahead and give that to our listeners now.
Okay, it's beachesfoundation.org, and there's a little shop area on that website, so you can just order things, and I'm the one that mails it out. So
Okay, and we'll repeat that for our viewers at the conclusion of the interview.
yeah.
I think people would like to know about who makes this all happen. Is it a volunteer effort? Are the police involved? Who polices this area? And is there many problems?
Well, first of all, when we created Haulover with South Florida Free Beaches, we actually wrote a business plan on how to, have a clothing optional beach, the steps. And it really is the main thing, an educational process. But we selected the site based on my being a woman. I don't want to schlep long distances. I want my child to feel safe. So we picked, locations around Dade County with these things in mind. Easy parking, close parking, bathrooms, all those things that everyone else gets to enjoy. But the traditional nude beach around North America is somewhere hidden far away. You don't have any amenities. You go there at your own risk. We didn't want that. And so, therefore, we have, wonderful amenities, and we're always trying to make it bigger and better and more user-friendly.
I've been there personally myself, and I always feel very, very safe and free to roam through the, is it 1.7 miles of beach you encompass?
Actually, all of Haulover Beach is about 1.7 miles, but the clothing optional section, which is designated with signage, actually they have these little fence that run perpendicular to the water, is only 1/3 of a mile. And it's funny because wherever you're on the beach, if you look to the textile area, that's virtually empty. And all the people are up there on the clothing optional section. You did mention also about safety and so forth. We're an all-volunteer organization, both Beaches Foundation and South Florida Free Beaches, and we work together. But the other thing that we recognized from the beginning was we needed to have people educating the new people that would come to Haulover. So we established a Beach Ambassador program. And it is a formal program recognized by the county. As a matter of fact, our beach ambassadors get training 4 times a year. We work with the police department, the lifeguard service, as well as the park management and their staff. Our beach ambassadors are easily recognizable by the turquoise blue safari helmets with a bright orange band. And they're really a combination of a concierge service, a welcome wagon, and a crime watch. We have very few people on the beach that don't get it, okay? But occasionally there'll be some people that think, oh, nude. So this way they think they can get a little amorous. Not on our beach. We'll get that cleared up real quickly. And we don't hesitate to call the police and have them arrested. But generally, if it's something that we can just talk to the people, give them a piece of literature about, you know, the beach etiquette, the common sense rules, they generally will, you know, okay, no problem. Either they'll leave or they'll, you know, straighten up and fly right, so to speak.
Very well organized, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that's a credit to why things are going so smoothly there, and that you do enjoy a good relationship with the county fathers and local people there. How is that relationship with what did the police say about Haulover? What did the
Oh,
Parks Department
goodness.
or the various other agencies you work with?
Well, we've had a good working relationship with them. I will say at the beginning, they were very skeptical. They had their own prejudices, but when they saw how we kept the beach very clean, that really impressed the director at the time, because he was a good old Southern boy, and couldn't see any of this stuff going on their beach. But when he came up there, the thing that impressed him was how clean it was. And naturists know to pick up after themselves. They're very conscious of their environment, and they want to keep a place looking good, because the regulars that come there, they think of this as their home. And so, you don't want to trash your home.
And then I heard you say that there's some pretty exclusive neighborhoods around Haulover that are filling up with people who want to live next to an international naturist beach.
Exactly. What I find fascinating is how many people have purchased, and really that abuts Haulover is the city of Sunny Isles to the north, and within walking distance there are literally thousands of people that have purchased in the area. And even south of Haulover there's a more exclusive neighborhood called Bal Harbor, and they've purchased down there as well.
Drawing people to the area, people eventually living to the area. You have international visitors, regular, one-time visitors, regular visitors.
Oh yeah.
Tremendous economic impact to the area. Have we talked about the parking lot and how much revenue that generates?
Well, and I'm going to refer you back to the website. There's a PowerPoint presentation on the website. We actually have to update it, and I just got some current new numbers for parking, for instance. But you can actually see the growth from before we started Haulover, and as Haulover grew, the numbers are tremendous. And we also, so you can get a perspective on this, we also compared it to the only other beachfront park that that Miami-Dade County has, which is Crandon Park. So it's sort of like a little competition. When we started Haulover, Crandon Park was making a lot more in revenue. And then about a year and a half after we started the clothing optional beach, you could see the numbers grow exponentially. I mean, huge numbers, to the point now that we're averaging about $1.7 million a year in parking, and the vast majority of that comes to the clothing optional, as a result of the clothing optional beach.
Okay, sounds like a lot of information on the Beaches Foundation, and that is beachesfoundation.org, BEACHESFOUNDATIONS.org. And I'd like to conclude this with a word from Richard, who has grown ominously quiet here. Do you have any parting comments you have for the viewers? And how can viewers help if they want to get involved or want to go visit your beautiful beach?
Well, it's a public beach, and we always encourage people to visit there. We also get a lot of requests from people, how can they have a beach like this in where they live in Florida? And there's a lot of misconceptions, but basically a designated clothing optional beach is legal in an area set apart for that purpose. And with proper signage, you meet all the requirements for a facility. Government has an obligation to provide you with a facility because it's a form of recreation. And they have provided facilities for golfers, tennis players, all the other types of recreation. Some elected officials will say, we cannot give you a special right for a designated area. However, they've given out probably 50,000 special rights to boat owners for marinas and boat landing docks behind private homes on public land. So, therefore, a person who's properly aware of what the law is should be able to get a group of people in their area and attempt to find and locate and establish a designated beach. And the justification is that Haulover Beach has an economic impact on South Florida of over $900 million annually. And according to the Visit Florida statistics, it generates 10,000 local jobs a year. So everything that Florida is looking for is there. And it doesn't take a lot of money. We spent $0 promoting Haulover Beach, yet it's the largest, as a facility, it's the largest in attendance in South Florida. So it's a gold mine for the community.
Fascinating. And the topic of future discussion, I would think.
Yes.
Will you come back and talk to us again about
Absolutely.
and expand on that?
Yes.
For now, what is your website?
Our website is the first initial of South Florida Free Beaches, sffb.com. And we have a lot of information on there. We even have a booklet on how to start a naturist beach.
Fascinating. It's been such a joy and such a distinct pleasure to have you both with us today, and I truly mean that.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Okay. Well, this has been Pam Oakes from Land O'Lakes, Florida, wishing you a good day.